On the massive storm in the Western Cape now leading to hundreds of homes being damaged, thousands of people displaced. The winter storm unleashing heavy rain and strong winds leading to widespread flooding and severe traffic disruptions. The City of Cape Town's disaster response teams and organisations still remain on high alert. The cold front is still continuing to come through. Sonika Lategan is the spokesperson for the City of Cape Town's Disaster Risk Management Centre. Sonika, good afternoon to you. How bad is the damage from the storm at the moment?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Yes, so since the storm started on Wednesday, we've received quite a couple of reports of houses that has been flooded, and that is mainly in our low-lying areas, in settlements that is located in our floodplains, our wetlands, and that it mostly be the informal settlement areas. So there's a lot of incidents that was reported from Khayelitsha, from Nomzamo in the Strand area, from Gugulethu, and also all across Cape Flats. And then there's been one or two canals that has overflowed, and one of those was in Vygiskraal in Athlone, where about 270 structures was flooded and about 600 people that was affected there. We've also had a road that was washed away in Oranjezig, and then obviously many roads across the city that was flooded.
Do we know how many people have been hurt, or if anyone lost their life as a result of this?
There was no fatalities reported or any incidents reported. We do know that there's been 65 families in a settlement in Khayelitsha that is called Taiwan, and they have been moved to a shelter. But other than that, there's been no reported fatalities or injuries or evacuations.
The people who've been affected, and we know some of them are in centres, what kind of help are you able to give them? I know you've had help from Gift of the Givers and other groups as well. Are you able to provide them with much support for the moment?
Yes, our city services are on the ground to assist to unblock drains, and our traffic departments are on the ground. Our electricity departments are there to assist with repairing or repairing electricity cables that was damaged as a result of the floods. And then also we have our humanitarian agencies on the ground who's assisting with soft relief in the form of hot meals and clothes and blankets. And our informal settlements department is helping with flood kits, and our roads and infrastructure management department is helping with sandbags as well.
I mean, in a situation like this, how long does it normally take for things to dry out? And obviously, as I understand it, in fact, you're expecting more rain in Cape Town this afternoon.
Yes, the weather services gave us another level 1 warning for rain until midnight today, and that was just because many of the low-lying areas are still waterlogged. So with the rains that we are expecting or that we are experiencing at the moment, we could expect some more flooding to happen as well. The groundwater table in the Cape area is high, so we expect in some places that they will seepage also, so that also affect the situation on the ground, especially in low-lying areas. But we have our teams on the ground. Everybody is on standby, so we are ready to assist the communities where necessary.
One of the major problems we're seeing is affecting the whole country, but it's affecting the Western Cape too, is that climate change is causing more disasters like this. And in your department, disaster management, I know you prepare for things like this too. What kind of planning do you do for flooding like this? I mean, the fact that you have flood kits shows that you are doing some planning.
Yes, we have a department within the city that looks at climate change, and all other departments are tasked to, in their planning, to take this into account as well. So we have plans in place, not just for storms and for severe weather, but also in the summer seasons when it comes to heat waves and all of that. And within the disaster risk management department, we have a task team, a winter readiness task team, which convenes in February of each year, and that task team consists of internal and external departments that looks at ways to mitigate measures that needs to be implemented, mechanical engineering measures that needs to be implemented. And we identify our high-risk areas as well. And then together with our other departments within the city, we go out into these communities and we make them aware of the risk of the flooding that they face and how to prepare and what measures to implement to mitigate the risk of flooding also. Our RIMS department, that is our roads and infrastructure departments, and our water and sanitation departments, they start in February already, especially in the high-risk areas, to clean up rivers and canals, and where necessary to repair or replace stormwater pipelines, water pipelines, sewage pipelines. So we are trying to work ahead and make sure that our communities are prepared for the winter season. But with climate change, we've seen that the rains that we receive is more frequent, it's more intense. So we're also trying to plan for that, for those instances, and also to prepare our communities accordingly.
I realize that you're doing what you can to help people in informal settlements, and Cape Town has particular dynamics of people coming in, looking for work. What can communities themselves do to prepare when your teams go out there to go and help people prepare? What do they tell them? Obviously it's about managing water, keeping things high, and also, I suppose, building a shack that can withstand the flooding, if that's possible. It's not always possible, obviously.
Yes. So we normally try to tell people to move to higher grounds. If they want to put up a structure, it needs to be, it mustn't be in the floodline areas. But I think I need to mention the biggest problem that we sit with is when people dump illegally into our stormwater systems. You won't believe what comes out of those systems. We've seen from blankets to stoves to motor engines coming out of these systems. And what we've seen also is our teams go out before the winter season, say for instance now in May, and they clean up the drainage systems. And then a month from that, we have to go back and clean up the same amount of litter that comes from the same drainage system. So we really want to appeal to the communities within the city to get rid of the dumping in a legal way, and also to take into account that how this exacerbates flooding when we experience rains like this.
And the drainage system itself, when it's all cleared, when you don't have car engines in it, does it actually work quickly enough? I suppose one of the problems, Sonica, is that you're seeing more rain falling more quickly now than you used to.
Yes, over the last 3 to 5 years, the city has implemented projects where they are replacing the stormwater systems, especially in the Cape Flats area. So they are still busy with that. That is why you will see that sometimes there's messages going out just to inform people that they will be without water for a certain amount of times because they are working on these systems. So that is what the city is busy doing. And we've also seen now in the last few days, with the hard rains, yes, obviously the water clogs up. But once the rain stops, we see that the stormwater system is actually working. The water is dissipating. It just takes a little while for that to disappear. Sonica, but the stormwater systems are working. Yes, thank you.